Coops, you ever, when you go sometimes through a rough trot and you think, maybe God hates me?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going with this.
Knights fans, like, what a bludger of a week it was last week. Firstly, news that the coach was going to be sacked. Then our star player was about to leave and go to European rugby. Then a flu just went right through the camp. They had to basically abandon captain's run. But with 40 seconds left yesterday, all's well that ends well.
Yeah.
And it was going to be a great finish
And
to the week.
Cogger won a comp with Penrith, but individually that was probably his crowning moment. The field goal.
Let me just experience all the pain and frustration again. So let's run through this last 5 minutes. We'll take pieces out of it. This one from Cogs. Jeez, he hit that well.
Yeah.
One of his best moments as a
So they normally say
player.
he should be on the other side of the ruck to kick it, but see how he leans back into it and just gets good purchase on it. Touches the crossbar, but he steps back into it.
Nice kick.
Hell of a kick.
You know, funny, sometimes when you kick him, you know straight away off the boot. You don't even have to look, don't you? You just get that feel, don't you?
Just the contact.
Speaking from experience here, people, by the way. This Tanner,
oh, my goodness.
Jesus, he's hit that well. It's a shame he didn't get the conversion quite as sweet. Feel sorry for him here. As much as, you know, you're behind your own team.
One of Craig Bellamy's greatest lines, he always says, is you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes you don't.
No, I know.
Like, sometimes you don't.
Craig Bellamy's full of shit. Okay, now Cogs is on the attack here, and mate, this is a good play. Yeah, no seven tackle set. Hand the ball over on their own line.
I like it. Yep.
And they start. This is where I'm sitting. I'm sitting on the couch last night with Blaze, Talangi, Mitch Kenny, and the boys. At this point, I'm starting to get this sinking feeling. I think I've seen this movie before.
He's in the pocket, so at least he was thinking about it, Tanner Boyd. But he comes to this position.
Yeah. And at this point, I'm going, well, it's game over. There we go, 7 tackle set. Ship week, great ending, you beauty. Here we go. And
see here, like, he just gives it everything he can, and that foot comes off the ground, the left foot doesn't have any balance.
Tell you what,
Fisher
Harris paid for himself in those last couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Great challenge.
Yeah. Well, I think it's almost now what this weekend's provided, that you need to have... Coming semi-final time, you almost should run towards the back end of the game with one up your sleeve.
This is hard to watch, this one.
Yep. Cherry Evans did it for Manly with Harry Grant. Fisher Harris did it here.
God, I'd hate to be a goal kicker.
Look at the reaction.
If he's watching this, Tanner, mate, we're behind you. Everyone goes through this sort of stuff. Yeah. No one would have liked... Not many people would have liked to have been in that position there. Yep. Now, and all of a sudden, look at this. This is where Fisher Harris again. Fisher Harris takes play one. The experienced blokes take over here. This is like... Wade Egan, Newcastle crucially lose control of the ruck.
It's just trying to get metres, right? So the best way to do it is run straight from the advantage line. Look at the speed and
look at Roger.
Here from Roger.
There you go. The other experienced bloke, Roger, and then Fish goes, well, mate.
Some teams try and shift the ball for meterage, but these guys have just gone power running, one out, speed, footwork.
And this, my friends, is an act of God. Yeah. God loves the Waz. Of all the people I went to, mate,
that speed to get through that break, past Bradman Best. Poof.
Oh, man.
Some players have just got it, and this kid's got it. Like, incredible. I don't know what it is, but he's got it. He's got moments like this at an early age. Like, the speed to get through that hole with Bradman Best there. It's most other forwards on the field, they don't get there.
No.
And the power to break through the first tackle of Gagai, like, there's just a lot of little things that ends up being the big thing right there.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah. Bradman Best probably should have tackled around the legs.
Hit the legs, traditional tackle.
Yeah, hit the legs, ball hits the ground, he can't move it on. But I'll tell you what, that was a hell of a finish.
That's almost as impressive as the left-hand carry, right foot play the ball. Look,
he was inspired by that, I think.
Our producer, Scotty Hogarth, who's a Knights fan, when I rang him today...
He's the top 20 producers in this building.
Yes, up there. And what he did, Coops, he actually said, it's happened a few times before. Do you want to show him? I said, hey, why not? So there was a couple before which involved Newcastle.
Oh, boo-hoo, Newcastle Knights fans.
Terrible endings. This one here, the Blake Austin there, has a shot.
Oh, I do remember that. Right? Yeah. I remember
God. Oh, it's always an awful place for us to go.
So
Canberra, and this one
like
here.
This is the only time it happens to Newcastle Knights fans?
Look, and this one, this is Golden Point, start of the Golden Point. This is a classic game, this one. Oh, BK.
Where are you on this field?
I wonder if you
Make
watch
your tackle. Where are you?
No. I was in Wigan. Yeah. Oh, man.
Mate, you're not the only team that's been beaten on the bell a couple of times. Come on, cry me a river.
I'll tell you what.
You and Scott Hogarth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's been tough the last 20 years.
What do you reckon about
Halasima? I mean, the Warriors can produce a freakish talent out of nowhere. We've seen it before. Ali Lauatiti, when he hit the seam with his footwork, he was phenomenal. Went to the English Super League way too early. Conrad Hull. Remember when Conrad came?
Yeah.
I believe that Conrad, he was an All Blacks, young guy coming through the ranks of the All Blacks. And during that period, the 20s, of course, the 20s was, started the high-profile competition. Yeah. And some of the best All Blacks juniors were banging on the Warriors' door saying we want to play, and he was one of them.
Now, I think the one thing that's impressive about Halasima is, like, for a back rower, all you really want to see is some footy smarts. When I say that, like, when you combo in with your half, you want to see that the back rower understands which line to run, which part of the hole. And the way that he runs onto the ball says to me enough that, like, you could work with this young kid.
Yep.
But then he does a couple of things like he did on the weekend, and you just can't coach things like that. Like, there's enough in his little recipe of rugby league that says, like, this kid's got it. Yes. And under Webster's coaching, you dare say the sky's the limit with where he could go.
And how important is it to Coop? We had Luke Metcalf on our Sunday night show about 4 or 5 weeks ago. And then I asked him about him. He said, mate, he just loves it. And he said he wants to work hard, wants to learn. And that is just so crucially important because, oftentimes guys who come into grade that have got these incredible gifts, it almost becomes, I'm just going to, lazy is not the word, but they trust that talent too much.
Yeah, they do.
And you know what it's like, mate, when you get out, like some of those guys who are being big guys in juniors and bullied players, suddenly they get to the NRL and good players relish playing against players like that. And you've got to find a plan B.
And then you either have a fork in the road moment for those talented kids. You either start working really hard to stay ahead of the pack or you just fall into complacency and the talented people will overtake you.
I'll ask you this question, purely as a fan, as a rugby league fan, which side in the competition would you like to see win it? Let's move away from the Storm and the Roosters for a second. For me, it's apologies to all the other teams, but for me it's the Warriors because I sort of think they deserve it. What they've done for the game in the last 4 or 5 years through that, the enormous groundswell of support for the game over there.
Agree. The other one that sits with me is I don't have tall poppy syndrome. Geez, I'd love to see Penrith do it.
Oh, hey,
honestly,
Coops,
I would love to see them from where they went to where they are.
Let's talk about them. He took a punt. I'm going to rest Nathan. I'm going to rest Isaiah. And they got the job done still. They're $7.50 to win the comp. For me, that's too generous. I'd have them about $5. I think they're an enormous chance now.
I think they should rest them again. I think they should rest a big chunk of them. They've done it previously where they've just rested the majority of their team. But I think those Origin players need another week off. I've been in their shoes where you're not playing great at clubland, you fight really hard to get back to it, then Origin just takes out a lot of energy and then you've realised you've worked really hard and you've got to go again. They play the Tigers, Titans and the Knights in the next 3 weeks. They finish Storm, Raiders, Dogs. So I think Ivan Cleary's got another chance to do a blanket rest. Whether it's in the next 3 or maybe their position, they don't have to finish in the top 4 for me to win it. They can finish in the bottom part of the 8. So maybe when Storm, Raiders, Dogs and it's like nothing can move around, maybe it's another rest.
Well, let's run through the sides that they'll play against through the finals as if they would play them tomorrow. If the Panthers play the Dogs tomorrow, who do you back?
Panthers.
If they play the Wars, who do you back?
Yeah, Panthers.
Raiders?
Raiders.
Okay. Storm.
Well,
you've defeated them. I thought you just go Panthers. Anyway,
Do you think they can beat the Raiders and the Storm?
I think they are certainly capable. Right, on that, Melbourne Storm. Right, let's have a discussion here. 3 things that were highly unusual. One is they lose on Old Boys Day. Now, you guys have an incredible awareness, acutely aware of how important those milestones are and when to really turn it on.
Bellamy spoke about that after the match.
And then, again, we said this a few times, losing at night at home. Like that is, then thirdly, losing to Manly. Their record in the last 10 years against Manly has been outstanding. And Coops, watching them at the moment, I mean, historically, the thing that was in the DNA of Melbourne is the ability to apply pressure and just grind teams down bit by bit. This team is so different. Their mentality is almost like, we'll blow you out of the water early.
Yeah. I had this feeling that it didn't really matter where Melbourne were at, as long as they were healthy and fit and going that way 4 weeks out from the finals. But to answer your point, there's a couple of things that are a bit of a red flag, isn't there?
Yeah.
The way that they're playing. The fact that Manly, in that period in the first half, I think it scored 3 tries in a quick time. They got to the edges quickly.
Really
like
did.
Munster and Hughes were under pressure quickly. That tells me that the forward defensive movements, like the line speed, wasn't there. And Craig Bellamy knows that he needs to get that intensity back in the defensive line if they are to do what they want to do this year. But
It'll be a tough week for him at training.
yeah, there will be. And like Craig's got a really good ability of hitting you between the eyes where it hurts, like, and making sure you fix those things. And look at what happened after Magic Round. I think it was Liero and Yuto Ikamano gave away some penalties. They copped it and they fixed it, right? So he's got a good knack of finding the errors and getting them out of the game. But I've still got them as my competition favourites. But I tell you what, they're showing signs that someone else deserves it.
Jeez, so the Raiders got some momentum going.
Yeah.
I mean, every home game you can see it's becoming like an occasion.
Yeah.
So that Warriors feel at home.
There's a lot of momentum following their way. The one thing about the Raiders, and I think Ricky Stewart spoke about it, is they got patches of form, particularly that first half, where they feel like, and I think Ricky used this word, played entitled, played like they deserved to be in front and didn't go and earn it. So they have moments of brilliance, the Raiders. We've seen second half blowouts, coming down from, I think it was the Dogs by 20-odd points, great starts. But I tell you what, on grand final day, you can't have 20 minutes of good or bad.
Like with Matt Timoko, that, I think Ricky will look at that at that little instant and go, okay, fellas, somebody's getting ahead of yourselves here. Like that one over the line. And if we look in the top 6, 7th and 8th spot, the 4 teams that are, like, you got the Dolphins, the Roosters, the Sharks and the Manly. It'll be 2 of those 4. Who you got in?
I think the Sharks and the Dolphins have a bye. Manly and Roosters don't. That helps.
Big time.
I don't think Manly are playing well enough. Like, I know they beat Melbourne on their home deck and things like that, but there's, they're missing Olakau'atu, Paseka. They're missing some big guys through the middle that if they lose momentum, like, their defence is not good enough.
And you sort of get a sense, without reaching into the off-field, there's still stuff going on. There's just a little bit of a distraction around the corner.
So I don't think Manly make it. I think the Sharks, under Craig Fitzgibbon, they're a finals team. They are a finals team, and they've got a decent run. So I think they finish 7th.
They're starting to look... I mean, they're starting to look like the side we thought they were going to be in 2024.
They're doing all the right things at the moment, so I think they'll kick on. So then it comes between the Dolphins and the Roosters, and looked at the draw, they actually play each other around 23. Wow. So, and the Roosters have a poor defence points differential compared to the Dolphins.
Yeah, right.
So I think they need to win that one to cover up. So I think it comes down to a moment.
I got Sharks and Dolphins. The mammal and the fish.
Why? Manly, no? Same reasons?
Look, they're just so... Manly are just so inconsistent. They're so inconsistent. And once again, going back to just those little noises that are coming out of the club, I don't like. And I just think, we said about the Sharks are really finally look like they're starting to find that consistency. And the Dolphins, probably part of me, because I want to see the Dolphins there. I love watching them play.
I think they deserve it. There's a couple of reasons why. I'd like to see Christian Wolf off the back of Wayne Bennett go play finals.
Incredible.
I would really like to.
The only fella outside of Tim Sheens from 87 going to 88 that will actually supersede what happened.
And they haven't had it easy, the Dolphins. Like, their forward pack has been decimated at different times. And they score points for fun when they get momentum. I'd like to see them. What'd you make of Averillo?
I liked it when they said Averillo to 6. I like it, Coops. even if it's only for a short stint, when you take an outside back and you put him in at 6,
Yep.
a little bit like I got a theory with when wingers go to fullback.
Yep.
You know, if they play a two or three games, they generally excel.
Yep.
And when Averillo went there, I thought this will suit him because with Katoa can run the whole field.
Yep.
And he can just do what he does, mate, run the football. And he scored 2 tries. He probably should have got 3, maybe 4. Very similar to Fletcher Sharp.
Why do you say short term? What are the things that stop people from doing it longer term?
Coops, because what happens is suddenly they think they have to start playing like halves.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Coops. If we go back, right, here's an example. Going into the 2017 season where Billy returns and Munster goes to 6, and I remember doing some stuff with Munster and that while you're away, and just sort of working different things, and he was having enormous anxiety. He said, I don't know, about playing 6. He didn't believe he could do it. And the reason he didn't believe he could do it was he thought he had to do the things that you did, had to organise and ball play, and then come to the conclusion, look, I've just got to play how I do. I've just got to play unorthodox.
It's so true why good athletic ball runners that play, whether fullback, outside backs, move to a half position, all of a sudden start becoming a ball player and a distributor.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's a short-term philosophy because they just start thinking they need to be something other than what they're good at.
That's right.
And I think the one thing that Christian Wolf could do for Jake Averillo is, yes, he's wearing 6, but I think he's got to have a fullback mentality. Yep. The way that Isaiah Katoa runs that ship, he's got 2 fullbacks. Yep. Kurt Donohue's doing a good job at 13, your man.
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job at fullback. So I think he's got a fullback mentality. Mm-hmm. I think that's the way to keep him moving, as opposed to he should always be more second receiver out the back than first receiver. But he's done some good short side stuff.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I reckon that was almost the model for you blokes in 2017. You're the principal, and you got Billy and Munster almost playing a dual 6-1 role.
And then let's say if you go into the left side and you've got the half and the fullback on one side, you then let Jake Averillo either sit on the short side, or if he wants to join the long side as a second fullback, that's the flexibility.
I'm sorry, you saw me smirking there a second. I've got producer Scotty in my ear, thinking he's coming up with funny lines. When I said you're the principal ball player, he came in and goes, principal, like Munster be in trouble with the principal at school. Yeah. Scotty, please, mate, let's just leave.
A bit like Averillo, stay in your lane.
Mate, come on. Blake Brayley, most informed player in the competition at the moment.
Geez,
he's playing super football.
New South Wales team gets picked tomorrow. Is he number 9?
Probably is.
He would be up there. Absolutely.
Probably is, Coops.
Yeah.
Probably is.
Why are you being impressed with him?
Just his, mate, I like what he's just balancing his game really nice. He's jumping out, doing a bit of ball playing, but his ability to know when to go, when to run. No hesitation in his game. The moment there's a bloke laying on the deck or it's a fast ruck, he's just picking up and he's gone.
I think that's the difference because sometimes when you play dummy half and Nico Hines or Trindle calling the ball and you do see a third man out late or a single marker, you think, oh, no, the half wants it and you pass the ball. But he right now sees something and he goes.
Yep.
He worries about the consequences later, which is it's a good sign to have because at a dummy half, you should always get your first advantage because you see the ball first.
Yeah, sure.
So,
it is.
You are the one that sees things happen before, and if the gap is in and around you, he's not fluffing around, he's going for it.
And it's great because I tell you what he's doing, Coop. When you've got dummy halves like that, a 9 that can who's cut and thrust, get up and go, he actually forces his playmakers to get on the front foot and play aggressive. And that's really, I think, one of the keys with Nico.
Yeah.
The fact that Nico can't sit back, he's got to get ready on his bike because Brayley's going to go.
We used to say that about the old Damien Cook and Cody Walker.
Yeah.
Like, Damien Cook was a good igniter for Cody Walker because he went from ball playing mentality to ball runner as soon as Cook went. And I also I think the form of Brayley, I think Adam Fanua-Blake needs a bit of credit here because I think he is now, instead of maybe getting a blown ruck once a set, he's getting 2. So he's giving more opportunity to run. The other forwards are doing their bit, and I'm not just saying that, but I think what Adam Fanua-Blake adds more variety and opportunity for Blake Brayley to do his thing.
Well, you can, around Adam, you can actually build your set specifically off him because one thing you know about him, he's going to dent the line and every single time he's going to get you a quick play of the ball. You can just plan everything behind him.
Yeah, so the example of that is, let's say you're working the two plays across the field for the big shift to come back to the right. You get Adam Fanil-Blake on play 2. Get him at a smaller man, quicker play of the ball. Then all of a sudden you get a lot of movement from your halves and your big play coming back the other way.
Who's your, talking about Brayley, if he's the most informed player in the competition right now, who are they for you? Top 5.
Top 5. I'll throw, no particular order, I'll throw Brayley in there. Ellie Cartel for me has been a hell of a standout. I'll go to his namesake, Isaiah Cartel, still doing some really good things. And then I just got to put the Canberra Raiders kids in, like Ethan Strange and Ko Weeks. Like, Ethan Strange has a very good ability of running the ball and being physical for a young ball player and just having a little bit of craft with his passing. He doesn't need the Adam Reynolds or the Nathan Cleary pass over the top or anything. He just needs to know if someone turns on him when he runs a ball, he's got a little shovel pass on him. And Ko Weeks is just, he's lighting it up at the moment.
Freakish.
What do you got for me?
I've gone Brayley. I've gone Casey McLean at the Panthers has been fantastic.
So
he and Tommy Jenkins on that left-hand side.
Remember when he put a clinic on Stephen Crichton a few weeks ago? We thought this could be the game that really takes him to the next level. He's done it since that.
He's been fantastic. Hammer, of course, just can do things others just can't. I mean, watching him play the other night, honestly, he was in cruise mode. He was doing to play the game and do those things so easy. How good it would
like, if there is half a break, and if you ever want anyone in the rugby league world to be in QE of that half break, it's Hammer.
Yeah, big
time. Like, he has just got an instinct to knowing where to be and when to catch that last pass.
Ko Weeks is there. And then lastly, I've gone Leka Halasima and Dewey. Couldn't separate them. Dewey's playing the best football of his career right at the moment.
Their attack yesterday, the Tigers, was poor. Like, it was not effective at all. But I actually really like Adam Dewey playing 13.
I do too, Coops. I think he's found his spot.
Yeah, not everyone is Isaiah Yeo, right? But when you've got halves that sort of like Jerome Luai's struggling between being the game breaker and runner and the game manager, and we've seen that at different stages. Fainu, he probably doesn't have all the skills to be a dominant half in the competition. So there's a couple of gaps that you need to be filled. And I just feel like when you get a ball playing 13, it allows someone like Fainu to play a little bit on the overs and play with a bit more time and space. So I think it's a good move, but it didn't show yesterday at all.
The Lachlan Galvin thing, I just want to show this because I think it's a good one for young ball players to understand a certain shape and how it can help them, but also players who have got a tendency to almost have that little bit of run first, pass second mentality. And the shape he uses here, it's a split shape, as you know, Coops, and the split is 1 under 1
This is
short.
the match winner.
This is the match winner. Now, in essence, when you look at that, you go, my God, that's a really difficult, complex pass. Well, it isn't. Because what he does, that shape he runs with kick out dropping underneath him, and that little, as we call it, a split shape, it gives you an extra second sight time. So it just gave him an extra second to watch what Sloan did and recognise the poor defensive decision.
Yeah, it does. It allows you time and space to come up with a play. Now, the time and space was exactly what Tyrell Sloan did, came up in a blink of an eye too quickly, and it opened the passing lane. The other part to it is the threat of kick out. So Jack de Bellin's there and should probably track Lachlan Galvin all the way and not give up and pressure him before he has time to see Tyrell Sloan. But because of kick out coming underneath, he thinks the game's on the line here. I'm going to have to half steady and tackle this big man. But he does, and he gives time for Galvin to find the space.
It's such a great shape to give you extra time and get you and let you skip past the defender to create that extra number.
But if the defence is spot on, it can quickly turn you into a cul-de-sac quickly. So it's a good play, but there is some science to it, stopping it.
Hey, and well done too. I got to say this because I just really like this bloke as a footballer, and I think in a lot of ways he's. Well, I'll explain. Toby Sexton, mate, they tell me he was brilliant yesterday in New South Wales Cup. They had a big win. They said he was sensational. It'd be so easy for Toby to drop his bundle and go, but playing good football, and you don't know what's around the corner.
Yeah, you
know what I
don't.
mean? You don't know a grand final week, all of a sudden someone goes down and you've got to be there. And I think, and just quickly, Coop, I just want to say this. I think it's really important that is that they keep him in the fold.
Yeah,
now, I'm just trying to find the right word here.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you an example.
Connected.
Yeah, I think at the moment, to justify the selection of Galvin in 7 and dropping Toby, I don't like some of the things going on. There seems to be stats that have been released here, there and other that people are pointing, saying, look, he's had only this many try assists, he hasn't done this. Yeah. Hey, bit of respect. Yeah. This kid, mate, he took them to top of the ladder. Yeah. From where they were when he came into first grade and what he's done, I just think he deserves a lot more respect than that.
Yeah, I'll give him a bit of advice too. Don't start drifting across the field and throwing a cutout pass like Galvin did and think that's the way you get back in the side. Defensively is where he gets back in the side. The Dogs are the best defensive team in the competition, and Galvin had some issues defensively inside Stephen Crichton. So if he wants to stay connected to that team, because a grand final hero just could be around the corner.
Yeah, definitely.
Toby, get your defence spot on.
Yeah, good on you, Coops. Excellent, excellent. Sage advice.